welcome. My name is Monen and welcome to round 2 of Go2Whoa's Stanceworks Sagas series. This is Division 2 tonight. We're alternating week by week between the two divisions, and tonight we see ourselves broadcasting the live scenes of Division 2 here. So I'll just quickly get everything up on screen here. Should have got this working ages ago. Just bear with me. There we go. So here are our round 2 event details. Tonight we'll be driving at Dubai National Circuit. Qualifying 1 will be a 10-minute qualifying session. That will set the grid for race 1, a 7-lap sprint race. Another 10-minute qualifying session for qualifying 2, which will set the grid for race 2, the 7-lap sprint race. And for race 3, we'll have a 12-lap race, which is reverse grid combined race 1, race 2 results. So that, no doubt, that last race will shake up the standings a little bit towards the end. So here's the circuit we'll be racing at tonight. Dubai National, distance 3.56 kilometres with 11 corners. As you can see, it's the red outlined line around that section there. It's a very difficult track in the sense of looking for overtaking manoeuvres throughout the entirety of the track. There's realistically only 3 opportunities to make a lunge down the inside. Other than that, you've got to be extremely lucky to, make the most of a driver ahead making a mistake. So you can see the first sector is very fast flowing, 1 line groove. As we head into sector 2, the carousel section, heading onto the back straight into the uphill double chicane. It's quite technical up there and very hard to get on the power as well. So there's not a lot of grip in that section of the track, that's for sure. And we go back around the last 2 corners. That's where, realistically, we'll see a lot of overtaking opportunities tonight in the round entirely. So here is how the Division 2 standings are shaping up. And it's going to be Agent Smart who takes the championship lead. Head into round 2 here with 56 points at the top. He's 7 points ahead of Stubbies in P2. A further 21 points down from the lead is Kakadu. Then we've got Exo in P4. We've got Dennis in P5. He's equal with Exo. Then we go further down. Psycho unfortunately can't make it tonight in P6. We've got Dion Goody in P7 now on 29 points. 28 points for Nachos in P8. Mercy Blue in P9 with 22 points. And Team Little Bear rounding out your top 10 there. We go further down, we got Rennie Drag in P11, and then we got Lord Angel Wolf in P12 there. So I'm just going to get this where it needs to be. So here is how the team's championship is shaping up in this series. It's Dead Horse Racing at the top. Unfortunately, I don't have the scores here. I think they've been cut out, but we'll just go with what we got here. So in P2, we have got Dingo Cat Racing, obviously TBA there, but that's their name. So they'll sit in P2, the pairing of Kakadu and Dion Goody. In P3, we've got Red Brick Racing, driver pairing of Mersey Blue and Psycho. P4, we got Barrow Wolf Racing, team lineup there for Team Little Bear and Lord Angel Wolf. Shake and Bake Racing in P5, that partnership, Nachos and Exo. That's a new partnership at Go2Whoa, and it's one that I'm very looking forward to seeing. And then in P6, we've got Cunning Stunts with Dennis and Rennie Drag taking up the 2 slots in that team. So we'll get to the live scenes now, where the drivers are currently in their 10-minute qualifying session now. So the drivers are just tracking around the track to get their outlaps commencing here, so we can see the first of the quick laps heading into this one. So just looking at the pace in the practice session, seem to have been pretty even through the mid-pack, but Agent Smart coming out the fastest in practice by a little bit over a second, so he's really got the pace on tonight so far. But the question is, can he transition that into qualifying and race pace? Because by the looks of it, he was looked to be struggling a little bit in terms of race pace wise. Just needs to be a little bit more consistent, but no doubt he'll be a favourite to take pole position in the first race, no doubt. So just quickly have a look at how he's going to shape up on this opening lap here. He's got a little bit of traffic ahead. That might hinder his performance just a little bit, but we'll wait and see how it unfolds. Just trying to get an overlap on the outside. You've got to keep in mind qualifying. If you're on a hot lap, you don't have to give way to drivers behind you either. So if there's a driver faster than you behind, but you're on a hot lap, they're just going to find a way to get past you. And Agent Smart has done so there. So currently almost in the mid-sector here. Actually, we are in the mid-sector. It's a very short first sector here at Dubai National. Just wasn't aware of that. It's 2 corner sectors. Pretty unusual there. As for Agent Smart, he was the practice setter. So through the mid-sector, what's this going to be? Going into uphill double chicane. Very hard to get on the throttle, as I mentioned before. There's not a lot of grip. A lot of off-camber corners throughout the mid-sector here. It takes a lot of driver skill to keep these cars on the grey stuff. You can see Agent Smart coming out the last corner in a few moments' time here. So I think he'll be the first to set a qualifying time. So it'll be a decent banker lap, I would assume, for Agent Smart here. What's it going to be, though? Is it going to be a 134? It is, a 134.9. So that's a decent lap with contending on traffic as well. P2 for Team Little Bear. Mercy Blue going P2 now with 137.7. It's a bit over 2.5 seconds behind Agent Smart there in P1. We've got EXO moving up in the P2. He's pipped Mercy Blue by 0.3 of a second to put himself up in the P2. We've got Rennie Drag up in the P2 now. So these times really starting to slot into effect now. So we've got Fritz in P6 there with a 140 flat. Let's see what the guys that haven't recorded the time yet can record the next few moments. Dennis coming out the last corner now. What's this going to be for him? So we've just got a little bit over 5 minutes left in this qualifying session. For Apex, that's not going to be a valid lap there. I think it's an out lap from him. Nacho's looking a little bit unsettled in the rear end on this lap. Once we got on board with him a few moments ago. Not sure if he's not confident in his car setup. But setting up these cars, it's apparently been quite a task for the guys in Div 2. Dion Goody moving up in the P2, so he's less than a second off provisional pole from Agent Smart. So if anyone's to challenge Agent Smart for pole position, I reckon Dion Goody will be the man to do so. Rennie Drag in P3 here. Let's see if he's going to improve out of this mid-sector. He's got a little bit of contact from behind. But he was 1.2 seconds down. Mercy Blue, it goes faster. Let's put him up in the P3 at 137.1. Means it goes up into P3. So, Rennie Drag, what has he got in response to this? I don't think he'll improve on this time around. Because out the mid-sector, he's 1.2 seconds off his fastest lap. Just get a quick indication. 1.8 seconds off his fastest lap of this session. EXO on P5, 137.4. He's currently set out of turns 1, turn 2. We're about to get the sector split out of sector 1. He's slightly up, a little bit less than a tenth of a second up. But he'll take any bit of advantage on his fastest lap at this stage. So we'll quickly start on board with him. We'll get Roof View up to see how much of a struggle it is through this first sector. It's majority right-hand turns, so it's a very heavy load on the front left tyre. Now a lot of off-camber corners as well. See EXO going out a little bit wide here. Probably use a little bit more camber on the car by the looks of it. Now this is the most difficult section of the track, the deepest braking zone on the circuit. You go back to about 70, 65 kilometres an hour, mid-corner speed. Very hard to get on the throttle. Going to try and attack that inside as much as possible there. As you can see, EXO going out a little bit wide. It's definitely hindered his lap time now. If you stuff up that double chicane uphill section, you're basically down in the mid-sector alone, and that's really not going to set you up for a quick lap here at Dubai National. What was this going to be for EXO? It's not going to be quick enough to improve there. So Agent Smart with quite a hefty lead at the top now. He's actually improved on his time by 0.2 of a second a few moments ago. That's 1:34.7. So his next closest competitor in Dion Goody in P2 of 1:35.9. Then we've got Mersey Blue rounding out your top three with 1:36.9. So he's improved on his lap time in the recent past. Rennie Drag parked up in pit lane, currently sitting P4. And we've got EXO rounding out the top five provisionally. Just going to have a quick look down. We've got Fritz on a hot lap here in the mid-sector. So actually go on board with him. We've got Stubbies moving up in the P3, so it's a decent time there from him of 1:36 flat. He's only 1/10 of a second off his closest competitor, Dion Goody in P2. So the guys behind Agent Smart, the top three guys, separated by 1.2 seconds. So we're about to get the sector split out of the mid-sector here for Fritz. He's slightly down through the mid-sector. He's went out wide. He's had to let out the throttle completely there. I don't reckon that's going to be an improvement for him. So who haven't we got lap times from yet? Not one from Nachos nor Lord Angel Wolf. Those two guys seem to be struggling in this qualifying session. They're just trying to set their lap together. Unfortunately there, Lord Angel Wolf parking it up in pit lane. So down the back straight now on board with Nachos. He's pulled it up quite nicely at the end of the back straight in the deepest braking zone on the circuit. We're going to get no indication of sector splits here because he hasn't recorded the time. I'd assume at this time around he should have a lap time recorded. So currently it's Agent Smart leading over Dion Goody in P2, and then we've got Stubbies rounding out the top three. Second and third, Dion Goody and Stubbies still out on track. So Nachos moves up in the P9 with that lap. 1:38.4 is his quickest. Fritz in the mid-sector. Rennie Drag still parked up. EXO, he's parked up in pit lane too. So the guys that are in pit lane parked up, they cannot improve in this session now as we tick under 5 seconds to go here for qualifying one at Dubai National. So there we go. Stubbies is on his last hot lap now. What's he going to have in store for us? Takes a lot of the inside curve at turn one. A lot of extra oversteer. Had to catch a little slide there. It's going to be an all attack lap from him. It's going to take every bit of dedication through the corners to be able to pull it up, to be able to get every bit of time necessary to catch up to Agent Smart at the top. Looks like a very smooth lap so far for Stubbies. So down the back straight, who else we still got out on track? So Lord Angel Wolf won't record a time. We still got Fritz, Nachos, Dennis and Stubbies out on track. So you see Stubbies really trying to search for when he has to apply the throttle there. He's just trying to look for the grip through the uphill double chicane section. Might catch a lot of people off guard in the race as well, because if you go out wide it might cause a little bit of carnage. So what's this going to be for Stubbies? Is it going to be quick enough to improve? It is. Where did he end up? So that's pole position for Stubbies on the last lap in the dying stages. He pipped Agent Smart, who was our practice setter, by 3.5 tenths of a second. Dion Goody, good enough for P3 there. Go further down, Dennis in P4, Mersey Blue in P5, EXO in P6, Rennie Drag in P7, Fritz in P8, Nachos P9, Team Little Bear in P10, and then no lap time recorded from Lord Angelwolf. So that will be your starting grid for race 1 of Go2Whoa's Stanceworks Sagas series. This is Division 2 of their series, round 2 here at Dubai National. Don't go anywhere. The first race of the round is about to come right up, and it'll be Stubbies who will take pole position, leading everyone into turn 1 on the opening sprint race. He's pipped the practice setter in, Agent Smart. To be fair, that came out of nowhere from Stubbies. He just found an extra gear in the later stage of qualifying. And he's actually recorded the fastest time of the round so far. So we're just waiting for the guys to progress to the next session, and here it is. So here we go. Pole position for Stubbies. And he's a very good haul of points tonight if he's to put a charge on the championship's title in Division 2. And Agent Smart, our championship leader in Division 2, he'll be looking for a continuation of good results tonight. What a fine way to start on the front row for this round. We've got Dion Goody in P3. He's looking to get a big haul of points as well to put himself in for a championship charge. And joining alongside him on row 2 is Dennis. He's got very good qualifying pace there to put it on row 2. Mersey Blue rounds out your top 5. Could have improved a little better. I reckon he could have been starting on the front 2 rows. But row 3, still a decent performance from him. EXO starting from P6. He'd be looking to make a lot of ground earlier on in this race. And we've got Rennie Drag in P7. He parked it up quite early in qualifying. And as a result, he will start on the 4th row in P7. Fritz, unfortunately, not able to improve in the later stage of qualifying. We'll start from position 8. Nachos, with his only lap time in qualifying, good enough for P9 there. So he'll start on row 5 alongside Team Little Bear, who unfortunately is looking to not be on the pace tonight. He'll be looking to regain a little bit of momentum heading into the race, coming up in a few moments. And as for Lord Angelwolf, not able to record a time in qualifying 1, so he's got a lot of work to do from the back of the grid. So we'll go back to the front where it will be Stubbies who leads everyone heading into turn 1, assuming he doesn't get bogged off the line. We've got Agent Smart on the inside line. If he can get a ripper of a launch, he's got the inside line. That means he will have the lead heading out of turn 1, heading into turn 2. So we just got to keep in mind what sort of outcomes could be upon us here. It looks as though we might have someone out off the grid here. So we're about to go green here for round 2 of Go2Whoa's Stanceworks Sagas. And very good launch from Stubbies. We've got a car up in the background trying to take a tour into the outside area there. Outside track limits. So Agent Smart will slot him right behind Stubbies, but he's looking to make a move heading into turn 1. Can he get him under brake? Stubbies trying to defend here. It's a massive block up heading into turn 1 from Stubbies. It shows how much commitment he's trying to hold on to position 1 there for Dion Goody, holding on the P3. And we've got Dennis in P4, Mersey Blue in P5. We've got Fritz up a couple in P6. Nacho's biggest mover so far up in the P7 from P9. Lord Angelwolf from P11 to P8. We've got disconnection from EXO, Team Little Bear in P9. So I'm not sure what's happened with a couple of the guys here, but it's Stubbies who leads halfway through lap 1 here. Only a narrow gap, and that's Agent Smart trying to send it down the inside. Is he going to get him under brakes? No, he isn't. Stubbies locks up once again. He's really feeling the pressure from Agent Smart behind our series leader in Division 2. Stubbies just trying to take a completely different line because he's under severe amounts of pressure from the guy behind. Dion Goody is in the mix as well behind Agent Smart. Then you got Dennis in P4. We got a 4-car battle for the lead of this one. We'll quickly hop on board with you on board with Dennis. He's got a very good view for the battle for P2. So Agent Smart, he's actually took the lead of this one. Stubby's out the last corner, has made a massive mistake. Is Dennis going to make a move down the inside? We're about to go 3 wide heading into turn 1. Is Dennis going to be able to pull it off on the dirty side of the track here? He should be able to move up in the P2 over Dion, and he does so. So Dion just had to back out the throttle a little bit there. We'll go further up on board with Dennis once again as he tries to chase down our series leader. This is lap 2 of 7. You see Agent Smart just extending that gap a little bit, but he's went out wide. He's lost the rear end a little bit. He's had to take a tour off the track for a little moment there. So Dennis trying to look for an opportunity to send it down the inside. But doesn't look like he's going to be able to do so anytime soon. She's going to be able to judge the next braking zone, the deepest braking zone on the circuit, where you can gain a lot of time if you're very committed on the brakes. So here we go. What can Dennis do in this braking zone? On exit, up the hill we go. Agent Smart taking a lot of aggression, taking a lot of the inside curves at the double chicane. He's 6.1 seconds up on his previous lap. And he's really starting to up at his pace now. So it looks as though Apex has dropped off a little bit in the last sector. That's Dennis we're talking about. Now he's under pressure from Dion Goody behind. We'll go further back. We got Stubby's trying to regain momentum after that mistake a lap ago now. Nachos, he's up in the top 5 from 9th position from the start of this one. But he's under a lot of pressure from the 2 guys behind him, Fritz and Mersey Blues. So it looks as though Fritz is trying to send it down the inside. Massive lock-up from Stubby's heading into turn 1. So Fritz will stay in position 6 there. He's made a massive mistake on exit of turn 1. A lot of wheel spin. That's Mersey Blue moving up in the P6 now. After that mistake from Fritz there. Team Little Bear up in the P8. And he's starting to buy into the battle with Mersey Blue there. So Mersey Blue, he's actually made a mistake as well. So this is the battle for P7. So Team Little Bear just trying to gain a lot of ground on the brakes, but in doing so, he's going out the slightest bit wide. And it's really hindering his exit in comparison to Mersey Blue now. So he's just going to try something different. Is to be able to gain that advantage over Mersey. A massive lock-up in the deepest braking zone on the circuit for Team Little Bear. And it's set him back just a little bit now. Agent Smart extending that lead out to 2.2 seconds over Dennis in P2. Dennis has got a slight advantage over Dion Goody in P3. Stubbies, he's starting to get that ground back that was lost on the opening lap. Whether or not we'll see him on the podium or not, we'll wait and see. He's still got a lot of ground between himself and Dion ahead of him. So he's got quite a task in the opening or closing 3 laps now. Nachos, he's extended that gap out from P6 in Fritz. So he'll be looking very happy for a top 5 here. Go further up, see what we've got going on ahead. But for the moment, this is probably the closest battle we got on track at the moment between Mersey Blue and Team Little Bear, the battle for P7. It seems as though Mersey keeping a cool head and he's able to extend that lead out over... So, what's happened to Nachos? Because now he's completely out of it. So Nachos has made a massive mistake on lap 4 here. It's set him back a whole heap of positions from 5th to 8th. Really be kicking himself after that. As for Dennis, he's chipping into that lead of Agent Smart just a little bit, but doesn't have many laps to go to be able to realistically make an attack on the rear bumper. He's just going to punch out some qualifying times if he's to have any chance. So we'll go on board with him and he'll take you around for a lap around Dubai National Circuit. There's a lot of aggression on that lap from Dennis. But unfortunately, he's still slower than Agent Smart on the previous lap. So that's 0.3 of a second between those two. So it looks as though Agent Smart should come home with the victory if he can keep it on track. We've got Dennis in P2, Dion Goody in P3 with a fine performance there. We've got Stubbies in P4. He started pole and he's had a massive mistake on lap 1, which has set him back all the way back to position 4. We've got Fritz in P5, Mercy Blue in P6. We've got Team Little Bear under pressure from Nachos. So those two guys, P7 and P8. Nachos, he's trying to get a little bit of an overlap down the inside in the first sector here. And he looks very racy now after that mistake a couple of laps ago. Nachos is just trying to look for a gap on the outside. It's probably not the place to do it. So Nachos on the outside. Now he's got it done. So I eat my words there. Nachos around the outside got the move done. So Team Little Bear back in the P8 now. It's a very gutsy manoeuvre there from Nachos. As for Agent Smart, he's coming out the last corner now to start his final lap here at Dubai National. So assuming he puts in a decent lap time together this time around, he should come home victorious for race 1 of round 2 of Go2Whoa's Stanceworks Sagas. As for Dennis, he started on the second row, I think it was. Second or third row. So he'll be quite happy with the ground he made from his qualifying position. As for Dion, he's remained in P3 from the start. So he'll be quite happy that he's coming home with a podium finish here. We've got Stubbies, who really be kicking himself after that mistake. And he had a decent lead in hand closing out the first lap. But out the last corner, it looks as though he pretty much rotated it. May have been a diff lock, because this is a H-pattern gearbox and it's best to blip on downshift. So I'm not sure if any of these guys are using that strategy in downshifting, but it will make you just a little bit quicker in my opinion. So we go, Agent Smart coming out the penultimate corner now. You can see a little bit tail end happy there. Just trying to get the car turned in with the lateral weight transfer. So Agent Smart, series leader, will come home victorious in race 1 of round 2 of Go2Whoa's Stanceworks Sagas. And that means he extends his points advantage at the top of the driver's standings. Dennis will come home in P2 from, I think, the third row of the grid in qualifying. Dion Goody will come home on the final step of the podium. Stubbies from pole position down in P4. But he'll still get a big haul of points. Fritz rounding out top 5. A very good performance from him. Mercy Blue had the pace to really challenge for a podium here. But unfortunately, he comes out 6th best. Team Little Bear will finish in P7. And we got Nachos coming out the last couple of corners now. He'll finish in P8. Lord Angel Wolf will finish this one in P9. That's for fastest race lap. And hands down, Agent Smart will take the honours of fastest race lap there. 1:34.4. He had quite an advantage over the next closest fastest lap of Dennis. His fastest lap was the 1:35.8. So we're just waiting on everyone to finish now. So here we go. Here are our unofficial results for race 1. And it is Agent Smart, series leader, who gets the victory. Dennis in P2, Dion Goody round out top 3. The Stubbies, Fritz is your top 5. Mersey Blue, Team Little Bear, Nachos, and Lord Angel Wolf rounds out the 9-car field. So we're about to go to qualifying 2 to set the grid for race 2. Don't go anywhere. We've still got plenty of action coming up after this. we go. We're about to enter race 2 of round 2 here for Go2Whoa's Stanceworks Sagas. This is Division 2. Our series leader came out victorious in the previous race here at Dubai National. So if you're looking to do the same thing heading into this race, still improvement for Agent Smart in qualifying. He didn't get pole position last time out, so if you're looking to go one better in this session, go. Everyone's pretty much making their way out on track. Team Little Bear will be the first car out of pit lane. Closely followed by Lord Angel Wolf. Mersey Blue, he's coming out of pit lane now as well. So we've still got Dion Goody parked up in pit lane. So I'm not sure when he's going to make his charge here. We got Rennie Drag joining back as well. So EXO, he's one of the last cars to exit pit lane. So we won't see him on a hot lap anytime soon. Just quickly go through the list here. First car that was actually out on track, Team Little Bear. He's coming out the last corner now. One place grid penalty for Rennie Drag as well. I reckon that's a 2-place grid penalty that's popped up twice. So pit lane violation. I'm not sure what he's done wrong. Must have been speeding in pit lane. Nacho's exceeding track limits out of turn 11 as well. So we go deep under brakes for Team Little Bear. It's a very fast blowing right-hander. Going to try and hit that inside curb as much as possible. As for Team Little Bear, he didn't do so. So he sort of minimised his line heading into turn 2. Just going up the gears now and back down. It's a trail braking section on the track here. So it's a very technical little section here. Couple right-handers that really put a lot of load on the front left. Then we go back up the hill, down the back straight here at Dubai. There's a lot of different lines taken out of that corner as well. It's dependent on track grip, tyre wear, and I guess how you personally feel around that corner as well. This is the most trickiest section on the track. Uphill double chicane. It's caught out a lot of people so far. It's very hard to get on the throttle on exit of turn 8 there, turn 9, and turn 10, 11. Couple reasonably slow right-handers. So here we go. What's this going to be for Team Little Bear out the last corner now? It's going to be a 1:39.1, so it wouldn't be likely to challenge for pole position. So he's going to have to improve quite substantially. Lord Angel Wolf getting a time in of a 1:44.7. Go further down. It seems as though we've got ghosted cars as well. And that Stubby's going provisional pole now. 1:34.7 is his quickest. Hasn't replicated his previous qualifying time, but it's only 3 temps off. It's basically replicated Agent Smart's time last qualifying session. So no doubt that's going to be the time to beat now for Stubbies. We've got Dennis moving up in the P2 with a 1:35.4. A 1:37 flat from EXO means he slots in the P3. And the two guys behind Team Little Bear, Lord Angel Wolf, rounding out your top 5. We're still yet to see laps from the remainder of the field. As for Fritz, he's parked up. Further down, Nachos is on track in the mid-sector. So we'll go on board with him in a few moments' time. As for our series leader, Agent Smart, he's coming onto the back straight now. He's got a little bit of a helping hand with the car ahead. So a little bit of a drafting benefit for him. So an extra couple attempts of a second might be the benefit from that if he can stay a reasonable distance away, but enough to be in that draft range. So just going out wide a little bit there. I don't know who that was. Just getting out of the series leader's way of Agent Smart. He's coming out the last corner now. We've still got Stubbies on provisional pole. Dion Goody moving up in the P3 with a 1:35.7. So top three separated by less than 1 second here at Dubai. What's this going to be for Agent Smart? It's not going to be at a time, unfortunately. He's actually invalidated his last lap time. So I think this realistically is his next time around for a hot lap now. And that lap would have been a 1:35.4. That would have slotted him into P3 there. So just trying to get over to where I need to be. So Rennie Drag is out on track now as well. He's currently sitting in P7. I'll actually see what he's up to here. We'll stay on board for the meantime. About to get that sector split out of the mid-sector. We've got less than 3 minutes 30 left in this qualifying session now. So we're starting to enter the dying stages. Starting to enter the most crucial stage, that is, as well. And as for Agent Smart, he's got a lot of ground to make up if he's to start from P11. So he's really got to put a time in right now just to see where he compares to with the other top contenders. As for Rennie Drag, he's up on his time as well. He's looking to improve up into the top 5. Let's see if it's good enough for a top 5 start here. Maybe in the front 2 row start. That's not good enough to improve, so he remains at P7 there. Nachos in P6 coming out the last couple of corners now. And that was Agent Smart moving up in the P4, so a 1:35.7 means our series leader will start on the second row provisionally. What's this going to be for Nachos? He's been relegated back to P7 a few moments ago, but not good enough to improve. Mercy Blue out the last corner now. What's he got in store for us? No improvement either. Team Little Bear in the mid-sector. Let's see where everyone else is at. What's this going to be for Lord Angel Wolf? So he's currently down out the first sector. We'll quickly hop on board with Fritz here. So Stubbies has parked it up into pit lane. It looks as though we won't see him feature in the remainder of the qualifying session. So he's really going to be looking at the times with a very close eye now. It's going to be a nail biter to end this qualifying session. We got our series leader parked up as well, so he will not improve either. He won't have enough time to circulate an outlap to get across the line in time. But as for Fritz, what's this going to be for him? It's going to put him up at the P5, 1:35.9. So he's only a tenth of a second off the series leader who's parked up in pit lane. So we might see further improvements there as well. How about Exo? Where is he out on track? He's down the back straight now. So we've got a minute 15 left in this session. As for Exo, what's this going to be for him out of the mid-sector? Slightly down on his time. Let's see what Dennis is up to in terms of qualifying pace now. He's coming out the last corner in a few moments' time. He's got 50 seconds remaining, so he'll have one more go around and one more attempt at it. He's currently sitting in P2. He needs to gain 7 tenths of a second if he's to pit Stubbies on provisional pole. So Apex on his last go around now. What has he got in store for us? We'll quickly hop on board cockpit view with him. So 3 of the top 5 parked up in pit lane and can take no further part in this qualifying session. Dennis out the first sector. He's 2 tenths per second down. So currently 9/10 of a second down on provisional pole time with Stubbies. So he's going to have a massive mid-sector if he's to improve. He's got that inside apex pretty well there. And he's decided to back out of it. So we'll quickly hop on board with Fritz here. And it looks as though he's done and dusted as well. How about Mersey Blue? So he's coming out of the mid-sector down the back straight now. Deep under brakes for him, and he's just missed his apex by quite a margin there. Went way too deep under brakes and a little bit of extra oversteer on the uphill double chicane. That sees him 1.3 seconds off his fastest time. Lord Angel Wolf coming out the last corner. What's he got in store? Is this going to be an improvement for him? No, it's not. So pretty much the leaderboards as it stands now is what they'll be heading into race 2. Unfortunately, I have to cut it short tonight, so I'll broadcast the remainder of race 2. Because I've got work early in the morning as well, so I've got to get up early. So Stubbies will take pole position. Apex Gun Dennis in P2 there. Dion Goody with another top 3 qualifying result there. Agent Smart, our series leader, previous race winner as well. Got a little bit of work to do from the second row. Fritz rounds out your top 5. Exo in P6, Mersey Blue P7, Nachos in P8, Rennie Dragon P9. Then we got Team Little Bear rounding out your top 10. Then Lord Angel Wolf all alone on the 6th row in P11 there. So those are your official qualifying results. We're about to go green here at Dubai National Circuit for race 2 of round 2 of Go2Whoa's Stanceworks Sagas. It's going to be another ripper of a 7-lap sprint race ahead of us. And Rennie Drake, he's actually got a 2-place grid penalty as well. So he'll be starting from the rear of the grid now. So we're just waiting for the session to tick over. So here we go. This will be the grid for race 2. And it'll be Stubbies on pole once again. So he's clean sweep qualifying. But he didn't come out the race win last time out. He came home in P4. So he'll be looking to hold position there. Alongside him on row 1 is Dennis in P2. He had a very good qualifying performance once again. Good backing up of results from Dion Goody. Goody will start from P3 once again. And we've got Agent Smart, our series leader in Division 2, starting from row 2 in P4. Then we got Fritz rounding out your top 5. Very good qualifying performance from him. Alongside him will be the green machine of Exo. He'll be looking to make a little bit of ground in the early stage. Once again, Mersey Blue will start this race from 7th. Alongside him is Nachos. We've got Team Little Bear, Lord Angel Wolf, and then Rennie Drag with a 2-place grid penalty. So he qualified P9, but as a result of speeding in pit lane by what the seems of it was, he's been relegated back to P11 due to that infringement. So we're about to go green here for race 2 of round 2 of Go2Whoa's Stanceworks Saga. It's Division 2. So Liven's free. So don't go anywhere. It's got a ripper of a 7-lap sprint race to come. So everyone's about to be ready to go here. Everyone loading in their setups. Making some last minute changes now. So here we go. We've ticked in to the official race 2 here. So here we go. We're about to go green. Stubbies once again. He got a decent launch off the line, but Dennis got an even better launch off the line. He's going to look to make an early move, head into turn 1. But an even better launch from Agent Smart. He's going to get the both of them off the line. And he might be leading this after turn 1 from position 4 to P1 before turn 1. Wonderful move from our series leader. Stubby's stuck on the outside now. And he's had to let out the throttle a little bit. Now Apex going down the inside. That's Dennis. We've got Stubbies. He's back in the P3 now. So race pace isn't his expertise here. We've got Dion back position in P4. Exo, he's up 1 in P5. We've got Fritz down 1 in P6. Mersey Blue holding on to P7 now. Team Little Bear in P8. Rennie Drag in P9. Then we've got Nachos losing out a couple of positions. Back in the P10 now. But as for the lead, it is our series leader who takes the lead halfway through lap 1 down the back straight. He's really blazing away ahead of the rest of the pack. See Dennis, then Stubbies in the background there. So we'll hop on board with Dennis to see if he can actually gain the required ground on the next lap or so. So very deep on the brakes, heading into the last corner on the circuit. It's a very crucial corner as well. Going to try maximise your top end speed here down the main straight at Dubai National. We head into a very deep braking zone heading into turn 1, but it's a reasonably fast right-hander. It's off camber as well, downhill braking zone. Makes it just slightly more difficult. Just extending that braking zone out a little bit. Dennis made a massive mistake out of turn 2. He's lost a lot of time in comparison to our series leader. So we'll go further back. Stubbies, he's got a decent view of this. Exo up in the P4 now. So Dion, he's made a massive mistake. Now he's on the rear bumper of Fritz in P5. A lot of understeer from Dion there. And he seems to be under pressure from Mersey Blue. He's trying to go for a cutback here. But he doesn't get on the throttle early enough to be able to consider an attack. Massive lock up from a car ahead. I reckon that's the car of Stubbies. He's been locking up left, right and centre tonight. That must be hindering his race pace. Now Dion, is he going to make a move down the inside of Fritz? No, he's not. So Fritz cuts that move off. That's for Fritz. He's got a little bit of an overlap, maybe. No, he got a little bit of extra speed on exit there. In comparison to Exo. And Exo's went way too deep under the brakes out the last corner. Now we're going to go side by side down the main straight. Exo getting the better exit though. So he'll be able to hold on for the moment here. We enter lap 3 of 7. But Exo under severe amounts of pressure from Fritz behind him. He's had to take a defensive line heading into turn 1. As for Fritz, he's also under pressure from Theon behind as well. So this is a 3-car battle for P4. That's Exo currently with the better of everyone in this battle pack here. Exo making another mistake. Fritz trying to send it down the inside. We've got a little bit of side-by-side contact, but they both hold on to the cars. Very good driving there by both those guys, just to give each other a little bit of space through the mid-corner. And Exo seemed to have gapped Fritz out of that manoeuvre. So Dion, what has he got in store for us in the mid-stage here? We're on lap 3 of 7. So the uphill section now we go. So Dion's actually on his fastest lap here. So at the last corner, Exo going out wide once again, but he should get a better exit due to that. We'll go one position further up on board with Fritz. He's looking to get an overlap down the inside. Can he get Exo on the brakes this time around? Exo with the upshift means he's under a lot of pressure. Fritz just thinking twice about the move heading to turn 1. Can he get on the power earlier than Exo? No, he can't. As for Agent Smart, he's lost out a little bit of time in comparison to Dennis behind him. Exo with a massive mistake there. Fritz is going to move up in the P4, surely. Or has Exo held on? He's got the inside line. He's going to hold on. And he does so. So I'm not sure how Exo held on to the position there. Now Fritz under pressure from Dion behind. So this battle has been a very heated one through the opening few laps here. We'll quickly hop on board with our race leader. He's trying to hold off a charging Dennis behind him. Might actually go on board cockpit view with Dennis. Let's see if he can make the ground this time around. He'll take you on board here for a lap around Dubai National. Coming out the last corner now, there's a little bit of counter lock correction there. Just lost a little bit of ground there, Apex. On that previous lap, he's lost a little bit of ground in comparison to our race leader, Agent Smart. As for Stubbies, where is he? He's a further 4 seconds down from Dennis there. So we're on the penultimate lap now, so it's going to be all to play for on this time around for Dennis if he's to come out with the race win here. As for Dion, he's actually moved up into P5 there. So he's got past Rich. Exo, very good performance so far. He's currently holding on to P4. Quickly see how Fritz is holding up here. That's Dion going out wide. This does invite Fritz to send it down the inside. He's got on the throttle a little bit earlier than Dion as well. Massive lock up from Exo. So Dion just looking a little bit unsettled now. He knows the pressure is on. Massive lock up from him and he's rotated. Dion has rotated through the mid-sector. That's disastrous scenes from him. He'll be really spewing after that moment there. And that's for Agent Smart. He's on the last lap now. He's got 9/10 of a second advantage over Dennis at P2. What does Dennis have in response to that? Realistically, he still has a chance, but he's going to have to make a late dive head into the last corner. Agent Smart just really trying to put up a ripper of a lap time here to get another victory in this round. And as for Stubbies, he'll finish this one in P3. We'll go further back. We got Exo now. He's under pressure from Fritz behind. So Exo's still got a little bit under a lap to go. Can he hold on? He's been touched. He's been rotated. Fritz has rotated him. Those two touch. Fritz is going for the redress here. But Exo be really spewing after that. Just got a little bit of a nudge in the rear and that completely unsettled his car in the trail braking zone. So we've got Mercy Blue in P7 there. As for Apex, he's lost a lot of ground on this lap alone. I don't think he'll be able to get anywhere near Agent Smart out of the last corner now. 2 from 2 from him. Our series leader further extends the points advantage in Division 2. Once again, Dennis coming home in P2. Stubbies will finish one position higher than his last race in P3. Dion will come out in P4. Then it'll be Exo in P5 after that contact with Fritz just a few moments ago. Coming out the last corner now for him. It's a very decent result there for Exo. We've got Fritz coming home in P6. Mercy Blue out the last corner now in P7. And we've got Nachos just coming out the last couple of corners now in P8 there. We've got Rennie Drag in P9 with a lot of damage on the front end. He's really had to limp that car around. So Rennie Drag is the last to finish there. And that has been race 2 of round 2 for Go2Whoa's Stanceworks series. So unfortunately I won't be able to broadcast the race 3. So I have to wake up early tomorrow morning. But for the first 2 races, series leader Agent Smart goes 2 from 2 and further extends the advantage at the top. As for next week, we will transition over once again to broadcasting Div 1. So we alternate week by week. So yeah, next week, Div 1. See you there. Goodbye.